my God, because I'm okay. This is wild. Yeah. And Ross wasn't even going to do it in the first place. No.
And here you are now.
I am now beginning to think, oh my God, me packing lightly is not good. You mean you've seen
like you're reading my thoughts. I have to say, I love a Sunday roast.
So do I.
You know where we're going with this, Diane. Welcome back to The Joy of Shopping. I'm your host, Farah Sattaur, and we have former teacher, now turned TV personality, and you probably best know her for her role on The Traitors, Diane Carson. Welcome.
Thank you. Lovely to be here.
So happy you're here. This is The Joy of Shopping, and I've been doing a stalk on your Instagram this morning. I'm going to see if I can get an exclusive here. Diane doesn't even know I'm going to ask this. You had a Q&A on your stories.
Yes.
And there's a big thing about, you know, how you dress, hair and makeup. Do you know where I'm going with this?
Keep going.
There's lots of questions I can see about people wanting you to do a hair tutorial. So I would love to know what hair products you use.
This is the funniest thing in the world. You have no idea.
You just wash and go, don't you?
How much? No. My hair is the bane of my life.
Oh, really?
And always has been.
Okay.
And I have the best hairdresser in the world. Kate, back in Lytham, will fit me in anytime, any place, anywhere. If I didn't have her. But the funny thing is, of course, when I was on Traitors, my hair was commented on constantly. The bob, and it was either called ginger or orange. So I went to Kate and I said, you assured me it was shades of copper.
Refund.
For which I paid a lot of money.
Yeah.
And the funny thing was, when she was watching Traitors, first episode, she was in the kitchen, I appeared, and her hubby shouted out, is your client the one with ginger hair?
No, it's not ginger.
No, it's not.
It's more red.
It is red. It's been red. I mean, when I was 15, it used to be purple, but thankfully I grew out of that. Okay. And no offense to anybody who's purple hair, but you reach a certain age and you have to think of your skin tones. And I love my red hair. It probably would be completely white now, though, if I'm very honest. Okay. But the thing is, I've got a slight kink in my hair. So I do not spring out of bed in the morning looking like some of these models. I look like Sonic the Hedgehog most of the time. And my hair is so fluffy. I probably could stock a hairdresser's with the amount of products that I have bought.
No, but thick.
And it's not even thick. There's a lot of it. It's quite fine. Listen, I am
but to take
so
the maintenance.
Thankful to the powers that be, because you reach a certain age and you can begin to thin. Yeah. And I am very lucky. And my mum, my mum passed away at the age of 90 and she had about 6 grey hairs. I'm not kidding you. Never dyed her hair.
Good genes and a good hairdresser.
So I think it is. And a good hairdresser is certainly nothing I do.
Well, it looks fab. I love it.
Thank you.
I also saw you're a runner.
Yes.
And I love to run as well. On a treadmill though. I'm trying to do the outdoorsy stuff like you. So for motivation, I've recently purchased a running vest.
Yes.
To motivate me. Because I'm one of those people, I need the gadgets. You know, water bottle, AirPods there, I don't know, little snack. I don't know, I'll just fill it up for my run. It's like an adventure.
Listen, go for it. And the other thing is music.
Yes.
So I am not a natural runner. I actually pace to a beat. And I slow down if my least favorite song comes on. So when I'm coming, I do trail running, you know, organized trail runs. And when I'm coming in the last mile, I'm just flicking forward to get a piece of music, a track that I really, really like. But another thing, honestly, if you really want to get serious about running, join a club. If you can run with somebody, our club back in Lytham, all abilities. Do you know we have runners in their 80s? Honestly, some of them will Jeff, which is walking and running. Some will run really quickly. And then we have longer distances, shorter distances. If you're injured, you still come down for coffee. And I'm not kidding you. On a Wednesday, that's where I would normally be. 10 o'clock in the morning, we're all the same. And then there's little splinter groups. And if you need motivation, give them a ring, right? Want to go
It's
out
happening.
now? Yeah.
I need some words of wisdom.
Yeah, and I think as well,
That's
get a
lovely.
routine. Get a routine.
Yeah.
So I will run on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Those are my days.
That's a lot.
That's
I'm planning
my
like
routine.
once a week.
That's okay. But
Once a week,
but
yeah.
get that routine in place and do it. And shopping, you have no idea how many pairs of leggings I have, and I do not need. I am not a millipede. I really do not need as many pairs as I have. But that's what I do. I shop, and I like buy all my stuff for running.
Well, speaking of shopping, that was my recent purchase to kind of motivate me. So thank you for those tips. But were leggings your last purchase?
Well, I did happen to get some thermal leggings actually.
Oh my God, this weather
a couple of months ago. But the problem is you get too hot and then you start peeling off all your layers. So
by the end of the day, you're in your shorts and vests.
Yeah, well, no, not quite, not yet. I think running is quite difficult to actually get the sort of clothes that you need that are going to, keep the body temperature that you would like. But to start off, thermal leggings are absolutely great. Yeah. But my last purchase was a Lego flower to make. I know.
I was not expecting that.
I know,
and I love that.
One, we've got orange in my extension that we're still working on. So we've got splashes of orange and teal. So I do already have a Lego flower that I got. Can't remember the name, but there's 3 flowers. And this is a single one, sits in a little pot. Lego is very therapeutic.
I have to disagree. I have to honestly really strongly disagree.
Really?
Only because, and I love that for you and anyone else that loves Lego. I'm absolutely a creative person. I always have been. But my nephew Dylan is obsessed with Lego. And every time he comes over, he's always wanting me to make Lego with him. And for the love of God, I just don't have the patience for it. It's just all the little bits. And
there are a lot
there's
of
a
little
lot.
bits.
And I find Lego very expensive.
Well, the other one I have was expensive, but I put it on my Christmas list, so I didn't have to spend any money on it. This one is cheaper. But the thing is, I am somebody that never sits down.
Okay.
Never sits down. So it makes me sit down and concentrate. So I sort of get into my own head and have a little bit of chill time. That's why I like it. And I agree with you. The fact is, it is sort of prescribed. So you cannot get past the fact that you're going to make this. Yeah. And I get that. And I'm creative too. But there's just something about following instructions, no other distractions in the room. And then, as it's orange, it's going to go with my room because I like things to match.
I feel like is this an addition to your Lego collection, or is this
No, this is it's only because it's an orange flower.
So just because it
goes with my decor.
Got it. Okay.
But that's not one-off. But that's not to say it's not really relaxing and therapeutic. Yeah. So I've now got 2, probably won't get any more, but will enjoy this and enjoyed the last one.
Well, I'm very happy for you. I'm going to keep bribing my nephew with, I don't know, cooking muffins and things like that just to get away.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I can't do it. You just said that you can't sit still.
No.
So it's going to be really interesting to whether you favor online shopping or actually going out there and, feeling the items. Because I'm an online shopper.
I was a shopper and I could shop anywhere.
Yeah.
In fact, I've got a story about that.
This is what we're here for, Diane.
So when my dad sadly passed away, but he had Alzheimer's, we went to the undertaker's where the ceremony was going to be. And there was a tray in the foyer. And it had these baubles, 9 baubles. And it said, there was a feather inside, they were clear baubles, and it said, someone I love has gone to heaven. And I was like, because when somebody has Alzheimer's, you do a lot of grieving before they go. Yeah. So it was okay. It wasn't great, but it was okay. And we'd got a great funeral service planned with lots of laughter and fun celebrating Dad's life. Anyway, I saw this tray and I went, there's 9 of us here. There are 9 baubles. We could each have one for our Christmas tree. And my husband said to me, lovely. For God's sake, you can shop at a funeral. You just never stop. But we all still have those baubles.
Oh, do you?
Yes, we do.
That's lovely. Yeah. No, I do love that.
So I can shop anywhere and I will shop anywhere. And I buy loads of nonsense as well. So actually, now because of COVID, which we didn't want. But I think you have to always think, whatever the situation, every cloud. And one of the clouds for me is
go shopping.
I know. More running, less time to shop. But I online shop. I do on.
I know. So you said you buy a lot of nonsense.
Yeah.
Have you bought any weird things lately?
Well,
or received any, like, I mean, now you are in the limelight. Do you get any gifts from fans that you just think, I really appreciate it, but that's a bit odd?
You are asked, and they offer. I mean, I don't want to do anybody down, but occasionally, you know, I've been offered artwork and stuff, and it's not always my taste.
Yeah.
But I equally want to support. So if I've got a selection of things to choose from, then I'll pick a small thing that I can put aside maybe, but I want to support.
Of course.
But every art is so personal, and that's the problem. And then I am a great believer in buying nonsense for presents for people. I've been told it's probably to make me laugh, which might be the case.
More
for example, when my dad, we were very lucky with Dad because he was still a gorgeous, lovely man. He never got aggressive, which can happen. And he was still mad, and he similar sense of humor. So I remember we bought him, you know, those singing fish that you used to get?
Yes,
and he put
the big one. I had one of those.
Yes. And then when he was losing his hearing a bit and he refused to go and get a test, I bought him great big plastic ears, which was apparently to enhance his hearing. So
did they sing as well?
No. But he went out with them because good sense of humor. And then my eldest boy, who's an actor, I always thought he should be a comedian. Now, I know this is slightly odd.
Go on.
I always thought he should be a comedian. So comedians used many, many years, but way before your time, they used to do tricks with rubber chickens. And the chicken,
that's my time, you know.
Right, sort of like a dead chicken, but rubber.
Yes.
And so I never could find one. So I just started buying him chicken items. I'm not quite sure why.
Like what?
Well, I bought him a chicken handbag. And
where would you get a chicken handbag from?
I can't remember, but I did, probably off Amazon. But it was a few years ago.
Okay.
I got him a chicken purse.
Was it smooth, or did it have
no,
the
it had
maybe some hairs coming out?
It was like little sequins, like the feathers in the shape of feathers.
Okay.
And then so that was funny. But when he graduated, right, when he graduated, we went out shopping because they'd had the graduation ceremony, and then we were going to all meet up for dinner. Would you believe I saw the rubber chicken that I had wanted?
It was right there.
There it was in a little stall in Covent Gardens. There was such a big queue. I thought, I cannot wait here to buy that chicken, but I really want to.
Yeah.
And I didn't. You know that urge? See, my advice to shoppers, if you like something,
get it.
Buy it.
Yeah.
Don't even think
about
coming back.
No,
I didn't. Me. Right? Everybody gave him cards. They gave him lovely gifts. And I gave him a sensible gift. And then I said, and where's my chicken? Now, and I could have gone, it's here.
You've lived the moment in your head and you can't do it. Right. We are now going to talk about your time at Traitors. Now, you were a faithful.
Yes.
Did you want to be a faithful?
Yes.
Did you?
Yes.
Did you not think, actually?
I'm not great at lying.
No?
No. And also, you have to remember, I'm going into a castle of absolute strangers. And if I haven't taken to somebody, I apparently have one of those faces.
Yeah.
Okay.
My face will say everything.
So I needed to make sure not make sure, but just check out everybody. Then sort of just be me and hope for the best, really. So they were gunning for me the first 2-3 episodes.
You did well, though.
And then I went to that 3-tiered one against Ash and Brian. And then Brian sadly got upset and lost it with the sheep sort of reference. And I mean, I was telling everybody, don't vote for him, this is a waste, which is mental because it would have saved me. Yeah. And I decided after that, I was never going to be, I mean, that sounds arrogant, but I decided that I'd prove myself and I would be okay. And I wasn't going to be banished. Why I wasn't murdered earlier, I don't know.
Really?
Yes.
Well, when you were, seeing you in that coffin, I was like, this is like, you know, Traitors meets, you know, I'm a celeb. Get me out of here. Were you comfortable in there? You know?
They did ask, because the psych team is amazing, and we were all asked if we're claustrophobic, and I'm not.
Okay. Oh,
and also,
so you had a little nap there, didn't you?
Yeah, well, yeah. And the kids have all been in one form of death or another, given their careers as actors. So, and my daughter has actually been in a coffin on stage. I mean, she's lucky I didn't jump up on stage to get her out, because when it's somebody else, it's absolutely horrendous looking. You know, I remember the first time my eldest was in Game of Thrones, and he was blown up. One minute he's making a plea to somebody on this big ship, and the next minute this bomb's gone off, and I was like, and then rewind it. Now I am fully aware it's TV.
Yeah.
So it was way worse for the viewers. And I mean, to be honest, if you look at it, some of the contestants were not, that were with me, standing there at the graveside, apart from Harry and Paul. Everybody, and Miles was uncomfortable as well, because he felt responsible. Well, it was his fault.
Yeah.
But they were looking a bit, so even the atmosphere worked like for concerned. Them as well. Yes. Yeah. Not Ross so much, but to be honest, because as you can see, there are sometimes tears during this game. Yeah. Right? Now, I am not going to cry during a game, but the only time I had a slight catch. So I'm taken out of the coffin by the crew. Yep. Everybody's around to check I'm all okay. Of course there was. There was a coffee waiting for me. It was going to be great. And then somebody said, are you all right? I was. And then I said, and I knew he would be fine. Just make sure Ross is, and I got this catch. Yeah. But where did that come from, except it was to do with my son. Of course. And I knew he would be fine, and they didn't realise what had happened, but I knew. I was going, oh my God, because I'm okay. This is wild. Yeah. So it did get to me, but only with regard to Ross and how he would be, and he was fine. Of course he was. Of course he was. But that's the other reason why I only mouthed bye. Yeah. One, I didn't want anybody else to see me having a big chat with him. And two, if I'd said I love you, well, my mouth would have had to open 3 times instead of once, more chance of being caught. But also, we know we love each other. We said occasionally, we're not a gushy family, as I'm sure you could imagine. But if I had said that, that might have sent him. Well, one evening, what are you talking about? But
I mean, you saw times throughout the show where he was, you know, getting a bit emotional. But how amazing is it that you can share this experience with him? So did he apply first? And then, because I know it started off with a bit of a challenge that you couldn't do this. So how did this even come to fruition?
So we all watched it together. Well, my family were watching Traitors. I hadn't watched it. And, you'd love it, you'd love it, you'd love it. And it was one Christmas. So I think it started before Christmas the first series. And we'd all got this horrible bug brought down by my grandchildren from Scotland. And we were all not very well. And so there was a lot of lying around. I don't lie around, as you know, and I was feeling not great. And this came on. And it was sort of penultimate episode. And I went, oh, that looks like fun. I could do that. I love those round tables. And they all just started laughing and saying, you would be rubbish at it. You're too opinionated. You're too gobby. You would have to merge into the background. Don't be daft. Then when we were all feeling better, we played werewolf. Okay. And I was a traitor. And my eldest boy, you're a traitor, I can tell. Anyway, then my daughter flippantly sent me an application form in January. And I thought, okay then.
Why not?
And didn't tell any of them. And as is out there now, my hubby only found out because we're getting building work done. We're always getting building work done, by the way. We're even getting building work done at the minute while I'm sitting here, which is good. I'm missing all the mess. But my car had to be moved to allow the builders in. And I was sitting in the front room having an interview over the phone. And my husband's in my car. The car is now outside the living room. The phone call Bluetoothed into the car. Oh. So for 5 minutes, I'm going, hello, hello. And then we hear each other. And she said, well, I don't know what happened there. And I said, I don't know either. And then I came all finished. I'm buzzing because I've had a really nice chat. Come out, my husband's in the hall. And I said, I might have done something slightly silly. And he said, yeah, you've applied for a game show called Traitors. I said, what? And that's how he found out, basically. And then that you're not allowed your phone, right? Oh no. So then halfway through, I'd got through the rounds, which was like, what?
So
But I
you're
kept
still
getting
doing
through.
this audition process separate to Ross?
Yeah, oh
you
yeah.
don't even know that he's applied?
No, he hadn't.
Ah,
so then
right,
they say, would a member of your family like to take part?
Yeah.
Now, on a completely independent conversation I had with my eldest boy, he said to me, would you ever consider doing a reality TV show? We were watching Sewing Bee or something like that. And I went, oh my God, he knows.
This is a sign.
And then I said, no, have you? And he went, no, but I said, go on then. So if you were to apply, where would you apply? And he said, oh, I'd go on Traitors. And I was like, oh my God. So then I said, and what would your game plan be? Because I thought I'd get some information of how to play. Anyway, we didn't tell him. And then my hubby had my phone. He was texting, pretending to be me. Although how anybody didn't realize that, because he's a man of one word answers. Right. I'm a woman of pages.
Yes.
But nobody suspected. And the only thing is, I said, if Lisa, my daughter, tries to get hold of me, you might need to just tell her, because if she can't actually speak to me, she might worry, because she's like our mother hen.
Of course.
And that's why she found out he made that decision. Then, of course, she told her hubby. And then I told one runner, my hairdresser, because obviously I have to do my roots before I go in.
Top up.
That was it.
Okay.
And then, of course, it went mad the night before it was aired. And then my phone didn't stop. And then my eldest boy, his sister-in-law, sent him a photograph of the lineup and said, there's a woman on this lineup that looks like your mum. And he went, well, I'll not tell you what he said. There were a lot of bleeps. And then his wife said, and there's Ross. So that's honestly. And Ross wasn't even going to do it in the first place. No.
And here you are now.
And yeah, I know.
That's incredible, honestly. Thinking about past and present Traitors contestants. Yeah. Who would you love to go on a shopping trip with?
Well, it would probably be my girls from the Traitors, because I am still really close to those girls. So that's Molly, Eva and Tracy. But we couldn't go shopping without Miles. We'd have to take Miles as well. Yeah. Not Ross, because he doesn't really do shopping. Right. He can meet us for a drink afterwards, but the rest of us, we would love
shopping, drinks and food after.
Yeah, absolutely. Some fizz. Yes. As long as Miles doesn't pour my glass, I'll be fine.
Not poisoned again.
Exactly.
There is a scene that I absolutely love. I was howling after because I thought it was iconic, but just so funny from your son. So it's Diane and Ross's best bits. You walk in, and I love pops of colour. So you're in this beautiful orange blazer, and he says, I've got it here, is she trying to get best dressed? I love that. How would you describe your fashion style, and has that changed?
I think, well, my fashion, I love blazers and I love jackets. And I have so many, it's not even funny. And then as I've got older, and I'm small, but then it sort of becomes a little bit bony. And I'm healthy, and it's not criticism. But when you're bony and your skin's getting slightly older, then I like collars. So therefore, then I started moving towards blouses. And of course, there's lots of gorgeous coloured blouses out there and shirts. So I'm very happy in a pair of jeans, a shirt and a blazer. That would always be my go-to. And I love shirt dresses, of course, for the same reason, because they give me a colour. In the summer, when you've got a tan, it's fine. You can go to like vest tops and whatever, that's okay. Sleeveless dresses, but that's my go-to. And I love that orange blazer. And I did actually wear it because I thought I was going to be killed. But there you go.
I thought when he said that, I was like, that is wicked. I have to mention that.
But funny, when we did the Traitors was nominated for the National TV Awards.
Amazing.
And I didn't, because everybody wears glitz. And as much as I love this, it's not over the top.
No,
subtle. I do glitzy earrings. Yeah. But I've not got very many clothes, and I didn't ask anybody. I decided to do a red trouser suit.
Oh, lovely.
And then I thought, no. Right. But I was
loving it. I was like,
but I was, honestly, I was
that out of your comfort zone?
Going to something like that.
In a suit. Yeah.
Bright red.
Yeah.
I didn't know how it would be seen, but really, I never dressed to impress anybody else. I dressed generally
For yourself.
But you have to remember, I've been catapulted into this world of award evenings and those sort of evenings.
Yeah.
So I don't want to completely stand out. Now, apparently I did, but in a good way. So that's all right. So I want to dress in also what makes me comfortable. And I'm never going to wear something.
Always.
Yes. I know that colour suits me.
Yeah.
I do know that. I'm fairly aware of the colours that suit me, which is good because not everybody does, because it's a hard thing sometimes to get the right colour. Yeah. And I equally know which colours I look awful in.
But this is good, because some people still don't know. You know, so it's good that you do. So from the Traitors, you made an appearance on MasterChef. And I have to say, I love a Sunday roast.
So do I.
You know where we're going with this, Diane. So I feel like there was a theme from the Traitors that moved through to MasterChef. Talk to me about your Sunday roast now. Have you stuck to what it's always been, or did Ross's comment hit a nerve? And I don't know.
Not in the slightest.
No?
I love to entertain. I've always entertained. Back in Ireland particularly, you know, we'd have parties, particularly for parents. I would have surprise parties and things. Happy to have 60 to 70 people in the house and cater for them. But I'm not averse to throwing in a jar of dolmio into lasagna. You know, if needs must.
Yes.
Okay. I'm not hugely creative, because I have quite spicy taste. So I do know that a lot of flavours and heat doesn't always work. So I do tend to stick to recipes. So of course the Sunday roast, and then MasterChef came up, and it was definitely on the back of the Sunday roast. I had about 8 days to prepare. And I was strongly advised not to do a sweet savoury dish. Okay. But I hadn't had a working kitchen for a year and a half. So I'd been working in a space smaller than this, half of this size, with this decrepit old oven. And I'm not making excuses. I love dinner parties. I hadn't had anybody round in that length of time. So while I was practicing, my daughter and hubby and the wee one were living with us for 8 months because they were in between houses. They were sampling everything. And when I was actually practicing in our new kitchen, which is still not finished, I was getting a staircase installed. I've actually photographs of me at the kitchen and the staircase is being put in because we have a mezzanine area.
Multitasking.
That distance away. Yeah. And I remember this poor young guy saying, I can't sweep up all the dust going into that woman's cooking. So that was my practice for MasterChef. When I got there, I was told not to do mango chicken. But because everybody was telling me
that you
that's what I did.
Okay.
I really enjoy it. Yeah. It's sweet and hot. And I was told not to do it. And I get that. I probably should have listened. But sadly, when I have a lot of people telling me not to do something, I tend to go the other way. Yes. Yeah. Didn't work. Anyway, so I was out of my comfort zone with the secret ingredient. There is no doubt about that. And I was having to try and memorize things that I would not know. We had to know how to make pasta. I mean, I buy it and boil it. Do you know what I mean? So we had to do all of that. And I definitely at one stage felt as if I was sort of almost paddling in water. And I was like, nope, we've got it. And then so they criticised me for presentation. And to be fair, my presentation normally is okay. Yeah. I didn't. It was awful. I wasn't allowed to make chips in the way I would is in a pot that I have at home, which is 50 years old. I stole it out of student university.
It's all coming out here.
But
it's fine, it was 50 years ago.
I can make chips in a pot with oil. I know exactly when they're hot.
I used to do that.
I had to have the deep fat fryer. They were cooked in about a minute. They were disgusting. So they were quite right. They said they were soggy. They were soggy. Right. They actually liked the chicken, which was my biggest fear because just cook it, not used to the oven. Yeah. And then they didn't like the sweet, the main for the second course. Okay. But equally, we were told to chat as soon as they come up. You must talk. Oh. They came up when I was whipping egg whites. Are you serious?
Well, this is where you have to focus.
No. I just said, sorry, boys, can you come back?
Not now.
you cannot leave egg
I
whites.
love that you did that though, because
Well,
so
I'm
many
not sure they did.
No, exactly. But so many people would be like, "Oh, okay, let's just do this."
There's no way I'm leaving egg whites. I'm not a good enough cook to just be confident about leaving them off to the side, you know.
Yeah.
So I was a bit gutted when I was kicked out first. I would love to have lasted because my street food was amazing.
Yeah.
I wanted to last to the week, and then I wanted to go, absolutely. But then I said to my daughter, Lisa, I'm a bit gutted by this. And she went, it's just your ego and you're sounding like a sore loser. And I said, yes, because I am a sore loser. Anyway, I mean, I got over it, but it really was out of my comfort zone. And everybody was lovely, by the way.
Good.
All the people I was with
the fact
were
that you
really
did
nice.
it.
I did it. Yeah, I did it.
You can add it to the list.
I can add it to my list, yeah.
I love cooking. Was there anything in this MasterChef kitchen that you were kind of like, what is that? I need that. I need to buy that. Or I need to take that now. I know you don't mind, swifting things under the table.
The only thing, Vito was in that kitchen. I'd bring him back to my house and he could give me some dance lessons.
Okay.
That's what we could do.
Dance lessons from MasterChef. I love that from Vito. I always ask my guests this because I just think it's good for the viewers and the listeners. Is there a product that you never knew you needed and now you can't live without?
In any product at all, yes.
Home,
my
fashion.
eyelash serum.
Oh, the growth ones.
Yes.
We have that, don't we? We do.
We have UK Lash. Have you got that?
Yes, we do.
I am not kidding you. Bearing in mind, I started using it early 60s. Didn't have eyelashes. Eyebrows plucked to bejesus because
there was a time
in the 70s, that's what
I was
you
in
all
on that
did.
trend, yep.
Oh my God. So somebody told me about eyelash serum and, we pay over £100 or whatever. And I'm like, well, it's unlikely to work. And then I just reviewed it.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, read reviews.
Yeah.
And money back if it doesn't work. I have eyelashes now.
You do? I can see them.
Wow.
Lovely.
Wow.
I know.
And then eyebrows, okay, they're filled in a bit, but they were just going. And so I now have eyebrows. Okay, they're not quite like this, but I have eyebrows. Now that is a miracle.
No.
In my 60s.
I want to know how long it took. What was the time that you started,
I think it was about
and then you actually saw them?
3 months, but maybe not even as long as that.
I think they say that though. I think they say.
It might have been even slightly less.
Is it morning and evening or just evening?
No, well, I do it twice.
Yeah.
You're also not supposed to do them on your bottom ones, but I do.
Why not?
Well, you can get hair growing here, which is not very great, but you just pluck that. I think that might be the reason, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But it works. So I would always have to have that with me. I know people probably think it's a bottle of Pink Fizz that I have to have with me, but it's not. It's my eyelash serum.
That's the eyelash. No, that's a great product. I love that. And it does work.
Yes.
As you said, I know, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, brand new comedy, theatre show, Mother of the Bride.
Yes.
Talk to me about this. Honestly, it just feels like it's one thing after another for you, but it's
just
blessing upon blessing.
Well, so I am going to be on TV, and would I lie to you, in a couple of weeks? Like, I could not believe that.
Love that.
I've watched that forever. It's one of the funniest shows.
You're going to be great on there.
And well, I hope so.
You will.
So much fun. So much fun. And I always wanted to be in the audience, but never managed to get seats. And then I got this invitation.
Now you're on the main stage.
And I was like, oh my God, would I be able to do this? Everybody was lovely. I had so much fun. And it was this particular day, the agent said, right, come on. I know you talk about your running and you talk about a woman of a certain age and we've had podcasts and so on and so forth. Yeah. What do you want to do? And you're raising money for Alzheimer's, and I will continue supporting charities whenever I get a chance. I said comedy. An hour later, this email came in.
And who's your manager?
Who's that? But we've got this play, and I said, but I'm not an actor. And they said, well, they want to chat to you.
Amazing.
So this company, they've got together. They've written. So the director and one of the actors, husband and wife, written this. It's about 3 best friends who've been friends since their kids got to school, when they were very tiny, growing up together, and they're all getting married in the same day. And it's about comedy. It's about all the issues about the wedding dresses, the first speech, the first dance, you know, the hen do's and so on, like,
there's
and
so
forth.
much.
And I think it's like a bit of improvisation with the audience.
Yeah.
So it's for everybody. Anybody that's been married, going to be married, arranging a wedding. I've told them I don't sing or dance, and I don't. I mean, I really don't, because they've been clearing the theatre very quickly. And we're touring around the UK.
When does it start?
Beginning of March, but the first one is
soon.
19th of March in Chatham. But I am now beginning to think, oh my God, me packing lightly is not good. You mean you've seen
like you're reading my thoughts. I'm literally thinking, have you thought of everything that you need to take away? No, it is going to be an issue. So I might have to nip home. And then my daughter's also in Manchester. She hasn't acted for a while, and she's got a part in Knight's Tale in Manchester. And I need to go and see her and support her. And people that I haven't seen, well, I was a youth worker, first of all, before being a teacher. And I've got a girl coming, honestly, she's, well, I better not say what age she is in case she's listening. But she's, I mean, the last time I saw her was about 30 to 40 years ago. And she's got tickets to come and see me. And people on Instagram have said, right, we're coming to see you. And I'm like, wow, well, let's hope it's good. Do you prefer that to have people in the audience that you know?
I don't mind. I mean, it doesn't matter to me.
You
know, I don't mind. Well, I don't know if I'm a natural actor. You know. Whoever comes is fine. You know, I wouldn't get nervous. But whether I can act, but then I think people will be tolerant, because I am a teacher. You know, I was hunting traitors. I've never claimed to be an actor, but I love humor. I love fun. And I do like to entertain.
I think it's going to be wicked.
And the girls that are with me are proper professional actors. So, that's coming up as well. Diane,
I feel like there's so much more to come with you. I'm so excited to follow, you know, your career and life after Traitors. So congratulations on that.
Thank you very
firstly. Much. Well deserved, because you are just a lovely lady. But what is next, apart from Mothers of the Bride?
Well, I've got a podcast coming up as well called Spill the Fizz. So during the course of the year, I met this journalist from Heat magazine called Ben. And we just got on, although we do a funny, no, I can't say that. There's a very funny story about how we met. But anyway, so he just contacted me one day and said, would you like to do, he has done podcasting.
Okay.
I mean, after I'd got over calling it an iPod, I mean, because I am so out of touch. And he said, let's do a critique on Traitors.
Okay.
So I was tied into a contract. So we need to be very careful. And there were lots of people doing critiques of Traitors. So we decided not to. And the point is, we don't actually know each other that well. So we went out for dinner to discuss. He's talking about his world, because he now does drag as well. And he'd like to push that a little bit further. And, you know, there's a massive age difference. I'm from Ireland. You know, I'm a teacher. He's a journalist. He does drag. There's these two very different worlds.
I've seen the two of you.
And we're just sitting chatting.
The look is great.
But I said, let's stop this conversation. Let's actually put this on a podcast. It's about spilling the fizz, getting to know each other, and bringing in guests as well that we can chat to and get to know the real people. Because I have enjoyed that, meeting some of the celebrities that I've met. I mean, I've gone running with Kelly Holmes. Well, she did a lot more miles than I did. But, you know, I've met some of her siblings. I've met her partner's family. I've met her partner's mom from Ireland, a teacher. And that's just real people. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And we can do all of that as well. And I just think we'll have a laugh. He's very camp as Barry Poppins. We did DragCon together. He's a lot of fun. And so we can chat. And then there might be an element of pink fizz involved.
I think you have to incorporate that.
And of course, we might have to get Miles in for an interview.
Do
as well. Yeah.
So have you started recording? When does that come out?
Sunday we record our first ones.
Oh, good luck.
Yeah. So it'll be done remotely, mainly because I'll be touring as well. But then hopefully we'll get together and chat like this.
Yeah,
it's nice when you're beside somebody. Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. Well, I'll be following. Diane, I cannot thank you enough for joining me here. You've been an absolute pleasure, and I wish you the best of luck with everything.
Thank you very much indeed.
Diane Carson, everyone. Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to the Joy of Shopping podcast. Make sure you like, subscribe, and if you missed any of the episodes, make sure you check out our playlist.